Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Greetings, tech fans. I'm Dave Graveline. This is ITTV, your weekly trip into tomorrow. Did you know we have a plethora of prizes that we send out each week? Take a look at just some of the goodies we're sending to you these days. And all you have to do to win is participate on our national radio program. If you have a question about anything related to technology, or perhaps a tip for our audience, call us anytime using the Ask Dave hotline. 1-800-899-INTO. That's 800-899-4686. Of course, as always, our apps are available for you to participate with as well. Just select the audio option so we can hear you and send us your question or comment. Each week, Chris Graveline brings us a look back at some of technology's milestones. This week, he's here to share with us, among other things, the birth of the telegraph industry on This Week in Tech History.
This week in 1844, Samuel F.B. Morse tapped out the message, "What hath God wrought?" in the code that bears his name, Morse code. The development began America's telegraph industry. In 1927, this week, the last Ford Model T rolled off the assembly line after a production run of over 15 million vehicles. In 1940, Igor Sikorsky performed the first successful single-rotor helicopter flight. And this week in 1999, Space Shuttle Discovery completed the first docking with the International Space Station. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History, brought to you by IFA Berlin, the global innovations show for consumer electronics and home appliances. Get more info at ifa-berlin.com. If you don't already subscribe to our free once-a-week tech newsletter, you should. Each week we bring you all sorts of useful information, tech news, links to our guests' websites, a weekly tech tip, and more. Stop by intotomorrow.com and enter your email address in the red box on the main page. Click the link in the confirmation email and voila! You'll have us in your inbox once a week. And we never share your email address with anyone.
While you're at our site, make sure you get social with us. You can like us on Facebook, follow our Twitter feed, connect with us on LinkedIn, subscribe to our free podcasts, and of course, these ITTV videos, all from the main page at intotomorrow.com. Recently, we were able to get our hands on the HTC One M8, or some call it Mate. The sleek 5-inch screen, HD dual audio front-facing speakers, ultra-pixel camera with HD, and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera with 1080p HD video. Comes in either 16 gigabyte or 32 gigabyte, which you can get in 4 different colors, by the way, like gray, silver, rose, and gold. You can snag this phone at all 4 major carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon. Making his ITTV debut, here's Into Tomorrow's Michael Fisk with more on the HTC One.
Thanks, Dave. It's the phone everyone's been talking about. Well, almost everyone. Here's a closer look into what we thought about the HTC One M8. Just turning on the phone, the picture quality you're presented with is unlike any phone we've seen yet. It's got clarity and colors that really pop. The camera in the HTC One M8 is improved since the first model, which now has the ultra-pixel camera. Basically, ultra-pixel is nothing more than the combination of factors like lighting, sensor quality, and image processing software. Basically, the ultra-pixel is a bigger pixel allowing more light into the photo. A lot of us these days use our phones as our source for music as well. Well, some neat features about this phone is that it has dual HD audio speakers on the front of the phone. Yes, the HTC One M7 had it, but it wasn't HD, giving you that great sound quality you've always wanted in a device that you carry. With the HTC One M8, the headphone jack is at the bottom, allowing you to continue to put your phone in your pocket upside down like we usually do. Unlike the iPhone, which has the headphone jack at the top, forcing us to put our phones in our pockets right side up. Blink feed, like Flipboard, is a staple on this phone, which can be handy if you like Flipboard. However, when I say staple, I mean that when you swipe to the left, boom, there's blink feed. In all my searches, I couldn't find a way to remove or replace the swiping to the left with a different action, such as bringing up your Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, things you probably use a lot more. That can be a downfall when you're one of those people who love having your app farm on all of your home screen pages. Like me though, I guess the fewer pages, the better. but also allowing me to personalize the swipe left, and what's there would be more helpful. Blink feed is much like Flipboard because you can get all your local and world news of all kinds: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and so forth, in one location on one app. Since most parents like to give their phones to their younger kids to keep them entertained, the Kid Mode feature is handy, allowing you to create a profile for your child. This is great for those who are worried about them wandering off into an explicit site, or messing with your work files, photos, or just your settings in general. This is also available on other devices like your PC, but how cool is it to have a feature built in, knowing that parents use their phones not only for themselves, but to toss them to their kids too. Now, some of us tend to be butterfingers when holding our precious mobile devices, but I'd say the durability of this phone was impressive to the point that it's an aluminum shell with a Corning Gorilla Glass screen. It's less likely to shatter or scratch. This aluminum shell is very protective against dings and scratches. Now, of course, if you tackle it with a hammer or throw it at the wall, you're gonna see a significant amount of damage. But those accidental drops should be the least of your worries, but I still would recommend getting a case just to be on the safe side. Overall, we at Into Tomorrow really like the new HTC One M8 and suggest you take a peek at it. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Michael, and welcome to the team. What are your thoughts on this new phone? Is it worth upgrading from whatever phone you have now? We'd love to hear what you think, especially if you already have one. Leave us your comments below or call our Ask Dave hotline, or of course use our free app anytime and share your thoughts with us. We'll share them on the air and send out prizes to those who participate. Well, that'll about do it for this week's trip into tomorrow. Until next week, I'm Dave Graveline. We'll see you online and, of course, on the radio.
But I'd say the durability of this phone was impressive to a point, being that it's